Okay. Oh, okay. You can all hear me. Okay, before I get started, just to explain the slides, I am a little bit of a rebel, and I started trying to time my slides every 15 seconds, but it really stressed me out, and as I'm talking about happiness, I thought that wasn't a good look. So I've got lovely pictures up there, but they have absolutely nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So just enjoy. Okay, I'm ready, Ed. So I'll expect lots of ahs. So, like Rhiannon said, I actually am really passionate about happiness and teaching people to be much happier than they already are. And I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years, but before that I had quite a different career. Not what you're thinking. I actually fit in with the guys at the back of the room because I actually had my own accountancy practice. I know, everyone used to tell me, you don't look like an accountant, and I just never got the hint. So, I did that for years and years and years, and on the outside I was really quite successful. But on the inside I had this kind of gnawing feeling that something was just missing, and I couldn't understand it. When I thought about it a bit longer, I realised I'd gone through my whole adult life with a kind of mental tick list of things I thought I needed to do to be happy. So I'd got the qualifications, the career, the house, I got married, I had a bigger house, had a child, and I ticked them all off really successfully. Unfortunately, this gnawing feeling didn't leave me. Then one day I went for coffee with a friend, and while we were chatting, just putting the worlds to right, he asked me a couple of questions. And the first question was, what is it you want out of life, Lianne? And I was like, well, that's easy. I want what everyone wants. Not cake. I just want to be happy. And he said, I thought that was the end of the conversation. But then he asked me something which completely floored me and changed my whole life. He said, yes, but what is happiness to you? I mean, I was confused. Happy is happy, right? Well, actually, wrong. Happiness is a subjective well-being, meaning whatever makes me happy is not necessarily what makes you happy. And up until that point, I hadn't given it a second's thought to consider what was making me happy. I had always believed that happiness was the reward I would get. So once I'd finished my life's to-do list, I would eventually be happy. In fact, I was one of those people, and you might recognize it yourself, who often said, I will be happy when. Unfortunately, when we tell ourselves we'll be happy when, as soon as we get there, we move the goalposts. So happiness becomes this kind of elusive enigma that we never quite grasp. So I decided I didn't want to live like that. In fact, I heard that one of the top 5 regrets people expressed on their deathbed was that they wished they'd let themselves be happy. And I definitely didn't want to have that regret. And so tonight I'm going to try and make sure that none of you have that regret either, by encouraging you to make 3 positive choices to be happier. So choice number 1, focus on what you do have, not what you don't have. It might sound a little bit simple, but actually loads and loads of academic studies have proven that those who focus on what they do have and those who focus upon practicing gratitude are not only happier, but they are also healthier and more successful. In fact, academic experts agree that gratitude is the most powerful emotion we possess for changing our mindset from a negative to a positive mind. So how do you practice gratitude? Well, here's your homework. Tomorrow, go out and get yourself a nice shiny notebook and pen and keep it by your bedside table. Every night before you go to bed, sit and think about 3 things that have made you happy that day. You should have loads today. Write them down. For the first sort of 3, 4, 5 days, you might find it hard, but I promise you, even in the darkest days, there's always things to be grateful for. What happens at around day 4 or 5 is incredible. You actually have a kind of mental shift in the way that you think. And instead of retrospectively thinking of the things that you're grateful for, you start to go throughout your day noticing those things that you're grateful for. Choice number 2, make a pledge to yourself. When I realized I wasn't happy, I made what I thought was a simple pledge to do something every day that made me happy, even if only for 5 minutes. I didn't realize how powerful that was. I spent most of my time going from job to job, task to task, doing all the things I should do. And by the end of the day, there wasn't really much time left for me. Making a pledge like that made my happiness a priority, and I started to connect with the things that gave me joy and the things that made my soul sing. Choice number 3, watch your posture. Our body and our brain are in constant communication with each other, and we don't even realize it. So pause where you are right now and just do a little scan of your posture. You slouched? You frowning? Have you got anxiety or tension anywhere? Well, studies have shown that when we frown, we experience much more negative emotions. In fact, even the slightest furrow of your brow sends a message to your brain that you're worried or upset. If we slouch, we have a decrease in energy. However, when we relax our posture, breathe properly, and smile, then we actually send a trigger to our brain that releases happy hormones. So before I go, my time is up, I want you all to do one little exercise. Take in a nice deep breath, breathe out, and give me your biggest smiles. Thank you very much.